AgWeek Weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
Can we expect some chillier weather to make its way into the region? Here's Jared with our Agri-weather outlook.
The weather we've been having here across the northern plains and upper Midwest has been very mild for the start of December, and it looks like it'll hold that way over the next 2 weeks or so, at least over the next week and a half. Generally looking quite warm. The cooler weather may be down near the coastlines in the south, where they'll have some wet weather as well, where up here we may be experiencing some dry weather in the next 2 weeks. For the most part. Taking a look at the U.S. drought monitors, parts of the Central Plains all the way up through Minnesota and parts of the Red River Valley still kind of in that dry to moderate right now, and even severe on the eastern side of Minnesota as well. So that's the way things are shaping up here. But from Williston, Dickinson, Minot, Bismarck, and approaching parts of the Red River Valley, not too bad anyway as we're looking here. There are a few spots that are a little bit drier from that moderate to even severe up in northeastern parts of North Dakota through parts of Minnesota as well. Let's get into the next couple of weeks here. This is the 6 to 10 day outlook, looking dry for the western portion of the U.S. That does kind of spill into parts of our area, the Midwest, and even dipping down toward the coastlines. Only some folks are expected to have a little wet weather here down near Miami and even the southern parts of Texas. So for the lower 48, the general outlook over the next 6 to 10 days is looking rather dry for us. The Clipper systems that we're seeing in our forecast may stay a little bit farther up toward the north, and any larger systems kind of impacting down toward the south. Temperature outlook with this, we're looking above average over the next 6 to 10 days. Although temperatures may feel a little bit cooler on some days, we're still expected to be just a little bit above average, where down toward the south there along the Gulf, we'll be looking a little bit below average. Here's a little closer look at what's going on with the northern plains and upper Midwest. The gray shaded area, kind of equal chances, just kind of dependent on all these systems that kind of slide on through, if any of those do move by parts of the Central Plains. Temperature outlook for the next week, looking above average and almost bullseyeing parts of the Dakotas and Minnesota here. So that's what we've been talking about. We've been seeing this kind of that, the 15th through the 20th, potentially just staying very warm here coming up. And that even dips all the way down toward the southern plains, where then there's some equal chances to get down southern half of Texas toward the southeast as well. But as I mentioned, this almost bullseyes parts of our area over next week. So that's kind of that 10 to 14 day outlook here as we head toward mid parts of December. Precipitation outlook for the same time frame is looking below average in terms of precipitation here for the Dakotas, Minnesota, and then parts of the Midwest as well, where any of the larger systems may move out of Colorado and stay down toward the south, giving a little better shot at above average precipitation down from Texas up through the Central Plains. But up here next week, still looking rather dry for us, and with the warm weather, actually will just stick to being more of the same, which we've had. So that month of December, precipitation outlook, generally speaking here for parts of the Dakotas and Minnesota, looking to stay below average, where some of the coastlines may end up having a little bit more on the wet weather side.